You know that sensation when you wake up and immediately know something is off? That was me, until a pungent, metallic smell assailed my nose and an unfamiliar lightness encircled my neck. My gut fell before I caught even a glimpse of myself in the mirror. My hair, my waist-length, chestnut-colored hair that I'd spent years growing out was disappeared, cut into mangled clumps like an evil joke. At first, I thought I'd been burgled in my own bedroom. But then I saw the reality. On my dresser sat the blunt craft scissors my mother used for cutting old receipts, and next to them, a sticky note that might as well have been a slap: "You'll still look fine. Focus on your speech for Hannah's big day. Mom." I stood frozen. Strands of my hair lay scattered across the pillow like pieces of me ripped away in my sleep. The family dynamic. This wedding was going to be my time. My only opportunity to stand before people who had dismissed me for years, dressed in the navy silk dress I had purchased with my own paychecks, and speak assertively. Instead, I resembled having lost a raucous wager. When I entered the kitchen, my dad didn't even glance up from his cereal. "Oh good, you're up," he muttered. "Less hair makes your face less distracting. The attention's not supposed to be on you." My mother took a sip of coffee. "It's Hannah's wedding, let her shine. Let her bask." Like my very presence would overshadow the bride. You understand, I was never the celebrated daughter. I was the one they contained. Hannah wore designer gowns, took violin lessons, went to Paris. I received hand-me-downs and lectures on appreciating what I already had. And yet I sent a yes to the wedding. I hoped that perhaps this could be one of those infrequent family times free of rivalry. I should have known better. They spiked my tea with NyQuil and chopped my hair off while I was sleeping. My own parents. I called my roommate Becca. She came racing over and stood there stock still when she saw me. "They did this on purpose." I nodded. She didn't say a word, just grabbed her phone. "All right, we're not wearing this to the wedding. We're going to do better." That's when I remembered something: the recordings. Weeks before, I had been recording voice memos for my therapist, little darts and catty remarks my parents would make. Like Mom calling me a distraction for posting a photo from a bridal shower. Dad saying pretty girls ruin weddings out of jealousy. Hearing them out with Becca, I knew this wasn't coincidental, it was a pattern. "You know," she said deliberately, "there's a way to get them to listen." That evening, I came to a decision. I would attend the wedding, but not as they wanted. Becca straightened out my hacked hair into a sharp, streamlined bob. "You look like someone going to reveal a family," she breathed. The following morning, I got to the Vineyard estate early, before the craziness started. Hannah's flawless wedding was paid for with my parents' retirement funds, my mother's manufactured smiles, and my father's pride in their real daughter. I was supposed to slip into the background. Not today. At the rehearsal brunch, I spoke up at the microphone, bypassed the sugar-coated talk they'd provided me, and said, "Hi all, I know I'm not the favorite daughter. That's never been something that's exactly been a secret, but today I'm here to say something new." The room went silent, my mom's smile split. "I want to speak about what goes on behind the family photographs. When folks claim to love you, but dope you so you sleep through sabotage. When they actually chop you down so you won't overshadow the one they love." Gasps, a fork clattered to the floor. My dad got up. "Enough, I didn't. You don't get to rewrite who I am anymore." I pressed play on my phone. My mother's voice: "She thinks she'll look better than Hannah, we'll fix that." Then my father's laughter: "We'll cut it while she sleeps. Girls like her need reminders." The silence was oppressive. Guests gazed, stunned. I concluded with, "You taught me shame. Now I'm teaching you consequences." Security removed me while my parents yelled. My sister wept, not for me, but for her ruined wedding photographs. But the video went viral. Becca shared it with the caption, "This is what happens when you weaponize family." In hours, millions of views. Celebrities shared it. TikTokers lip-synced it. Strangers messaged me and said, "Thank you for saying what I never could." A week later, a wedding magazine editor wrote to me, "Your story isn't just brave, it's a feature. How about a photo shoot called The Uninvited Sister Who Stole the Show?" I accepted. That shoot gave me all that they had attempted to steal: beauty, power, and unapologetic elegance. Next was an email from Cynthia Ray, CEO of a luxury fashion house that restores reputations through authenticity. She invited me on board, not simply as a model, but as creative director for a campaign titled You Can't Cut Power. Press tour, photo shoots, TEDx talks. My pain became my platform. Back home, my parents' social circle turned on them. Neighbors avoided them. The priest said Hannah should have sought forgiveness, not praise. 6 weeks later, her husband left after finding anonymous online attacks she'd made against me. She wasn't just complicit, she was obsessed. Then Cynthia made me another offer. We're opening our first creative office in your hometown. Want to run it? I burst out laughing. You're kidding. She nodded. Picture it, same town, but now you're the one everyone wants to impress. So I did it. We started a chic, sun-filled office on the very block my parents used to walk me past just to get to Hannah's piano recitals. On the window, in big letters, "Power cannot be cut." The party to launch was packed with local media, survivors, even former classmates pleading for internships. And then, my parents arrived. My mother stood behind huge sunglasses. My father seemed smaller, older. "We're proud of you," my mother whispered. I smiled. "Funny, you haven't been proud of me since I got braces." My dad attempted laughter. "We all screw up. Families recover, right?" I pointed to the front desk. "Want to leave a comment card? We take feedback seriously around here." They never returned, and I never required them to because they never dictated my beauty, my power, or my worth. Not with scissors, not with silence, not ever again.